Your media, where you are. And in the bedroom, you have to be jack of all trades, wearing a different hat when the moment arises. You're on all the time, always on the clock, always catching up. Take care of you. Introducing Your Media, your podcast network. Where you are, when you need it, at your media, where you are. Noni brings the business of the arts to center stage.
Hello, and we are back. I come back. And I'm with my friend, Satan. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Show Goes On with Noni. My name is Noni Mkonto, spear of the nation on your platform, your media, hashtag where you are. And of course, I don't roll alone. I got my Satan with me every week. How has your week been, Satan?
Kill me now, please. I said, please. Hey, what's up? This is Palisa Robin. Welcome to The Show Goes On with Noni. Yes, I don't know how I work with her.
She loved me. That's why. It's because you love me, girl. You love me.
Kill me. Exactly. My name is Palisa Robin on The Show Goes On with Noni. Hashtag where you are, it's your media. Today,
Hey, do you see the dynamite you're sitting next to?
Hey, I want to you see,
it's already hot in the studio.
Too much.
I'm
sweating.
Guys,
We are entertained.
I don't even know why I wore grey. Why am I wearing a grey top today? Because you're going to see all the perspirations. I mean, do you see who you're sitting next to? Can we swap seats?
I'm so starstruck. I don't know what to do with myself.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what to do with myself. Who hectic guys in here? Who
hectic?
Please tell the peeps.
Hey, everybody. I am so honored. Like when Bianca said yes, I'm coming, my darling.
Honey.
I was like, yes!
And I'm not coming alone.
Yes, I'm coming with a very scrumptious Lalela. Very gorgeous. Housebane.
Lalela.
Hey, guys. People are out here doing the most.
I love it. Oh, please.
Hey.
Rub it up thick. I love it.
Bianca, how did you cage
us?
Hey. No, but also the question is, David, well done.
Halala.
I stalked her. Thank you. I married well.
Please let the people know who you are for those that don't know you.
Hey, everybody. No, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you, Noni. Thank you, Palisa. It's like, I can't believe I'm sitting here after
I can't.
So many years of seeing you.
Right.
And so many years of stories and things.
And sharing and times.
I'm Bianca Grange, singer, actress, producer, director, dancer. What can I say? I do it all.
Hey.
Wife.
Yay.
Hopefully soon to be mother.
Please join the club.
Practicing hard.
As a please, we want a little hotness running around.
Imagine the genetics here.
And this is my husband.
I am David Grange. Just kidding, David Johnson. I am Bianca's husband. That is my claim to fame. But most days I'm an actor, director, writer. And what an honor to be here in your Royal Blue studio. It makes me feel so special.
Thank you. Thanks.
Feeling very royal.
Royal blue.
Bona.
Listen.
Bona.
But like
Royal blue.
Royal blue.
Hello.
We've got royalty in the house.
Hey.
The crowns on these people's heads. Like
look who's talking.
Not
crown. Queen of musical theater.
No, but I grew up watching you, Bianca. I grew up watching you. So to be here and then to have David as well with me and Palisa, like at the same table and then also having to be in the same industry with you guys?
Listen, well-fitted show name.
Oh, no.
I was like, the show must go on.
Yes!
It must go on, girl.
Despite the COVID and the what,
You-
it must.
Let me say, if you know theater and if you know stage work,
Yeah.
you'll understand that there's always things happening.
Exactly.
on a live stage. It never works out perfect. It's
No,
never the same.
Never the same.
And that word, the show must go on, is really, that's where it comes from.
Mm.
It comes from stage, it comes from the
Yes.
theater, that it doesn't matter what you're going through. You can be screaming backstage. You can be pulling your hair out. You could be having
Your toe.
a baby.
in labor.
But the show must go on. So
Listen, the
I
bank
think
could be
it's such-
telling you, like, it could be thousands could be going off your bank account and
Yeah.
you're screaming there, like, but you must get back on that stage and do the do.
Dude, your heel could be broken.
Hey,
That dance must go on.
that one girl could have put glass in your shoe.
Someone put peri sauce in your whiskey glass.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word,
The
really?
show must go. That's a prank Bianca played on me. We weren't dating yet, but we were in a show together.
Bianca!
She pranked me. We weren't even a couple yet, but at some point in the show, I drink like obviously a whiskey, but it's water,
Yes.
tea water, and she had chicken licken, and she took a hot sauce
Chilling.
and chicken licken sauce, and she threw it in my whiskey glass, and then brought me this glass on stage, and I had to drink the glass and go on with my dialogue.
And what show was this?
So he's not telling the whole story. This is the thing about my husband. This is the thing about husbands.
love it.
And when you get married, you'll get to know this. But husbands don't tell the whole truth.
Nah,
They tell their truth.
Their truth, yes, exactly.
Their side of the
That's
story.
truth.
What's the
That's
story,
truth.
B?
There's
What's
my
the
truth, his
story?
truth, and the real
And
truth.
the real truth.
So I was one of the very big things that I did in my career
Yes.
was to follow my dream of becoming a musical theater star.
Okay.
I had been a recording artist for many, many years already in South Africa. Remember, my claim to fame was the very first Idols in 2002.
Of course.
yes,
Who
oh
will not
yes.
remember that
Come
one?
on.
The first and the last for me.
Doll.
Thank you.
I meet people today that go, I was 2 years old in 2002. I was like, wow. I was only 19. So I'm not that old. But, and following my musical theater dream of going out there and doing stage, I auditioned for David Kramer's Blood Brothers in 2012. And he then cast me as his lead in Blood Brothers, which was a
Adaptation.
adaptation.
Okay.
English.
The
adaptation of the Willie Russell play from London.
Yeah.
And he made it more South African. It
Okay.
had this District 6 feel,
Oh,
Cape
nice.
Town feel on it. And it was so beautiful. I actually won a Lady Award for my performance. as-
Zalela.
Yeah. Now we get to the actual story.
So I stalked her for. I was there opening night, and
I love how I didn't have to ask, how did you guys? They just go into it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this couple does the
Yeah.
things, man.
I watched the show for. I think I watched it 5 times. I know it's a brilliant show. You know how it is.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's a
I know,
brilliant
I know,
show.
I know.
Yeah.
what you
It was opening night, everybody was there. I was sitting next to Lukman, Adams, Kim Kluti, they were all the audience. And I remember at some point, I might have shed a tear.
Yeah.
I might have. Might have shed a tear at
They
some point.
definitely shed
At
tears.
some point in
Definitely
the show.
did.
But Bianca got 6 curtain calls. And it was amazing. People were on the 6
Wow.
curtain. It's the first time I actually witnessed something
I just
like
got
that.
goosebumps.
They're like,
Yeah.
go out again. We do it. twice.
Yes,
out
yes.
again.
No, but you
Just for
always
that
get a
second
curtain
applause.
call. When I
That second
second
applause.
girl.
You
no.
want that second applause. After the third one, I was like, again? They're like, yeah. Go out. Take a bow.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank
too
you.
much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
bring me more. Thank you. And then the 6th time, I was just like, I'm done. Like,
Bro,
no
I just got
more.
goosebumps. I
Yeah.
just got
I mean, it takes
Amazing.
long to have that applause, and they just applauding and applauding, and that was one of my highlights of my career.
Oh, that's
And-
beautiful.
No, she was stunning. She was stunning, and I went outside into
Yeah.
the auditorium, to the foyer, and I ordered myself a whiskey. I was going to have a quick whiskey, real whiskey, not the peri peri one. And there, I ordered the whiskey. Bianca just came out into the foyer and people applauding again.
Yeah.
And I turned back to get my whiskey. And when I looked up, she was standing right in front of
you.
me.
Oh my goodness! I love this.
And everybody was staring at us. And
The only reason why I did that is I didn't recognize any of those white people there. I was like, who are these white people in Cape Town?
What is
he's a colored person. And I ran and I went, hi.
Hi.
How was my performance?
After 6 curtain calls, I was like, well, I mean, you just got it now. You
Yes.
got 6 curtain calls.
Yes. No, duh. Yeah.
But besides the fact that Bianca Grange was now talking to me and everybody was watching, I left my whiskey and I walked out of the
No,
theater.
he ran out.
I ran
He
out.
disappeared. He
I
ran.
was-
He ran for the hills.
And it
You're
was
like, I can't handle
I can't,
this.
exactly.
This is
Why
too
is Bianca Grange talking to me? And somebody even ran out and it was like, what happened there? I said, I don't know. She just walked over to me. I was standing by the bar, having my drink, and there she was standing. And she asked me how's my performance.
But at that time, Dave, what were you doing at that time in your life? Like, for you to be so intimidated by
By
this
that-
woman and
that-
just
Oh
be like,
my gosh.
But remember,
he
she
just
just
came
had
back from
6.
Paris performing in Paris. I was like, really? You just come back from performing in France.
right?
But imagine
Grange.
witnessing 6 curtain calls.
And
Wouldn't
then
you
this
run?
person comes, yeah, no.
Imagine, no, I get
what
you.
am
I
gonna say?
understand.
you.
Imagine.
Thank you. I had butterflies. I promised myself I was never going to fall in love again. All these things.
Oh, okay.
I just came from the city of love. I was like, no, love.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
It's a
And
trick
now
for
Yeah,
this-
he
me.
had
It's a
just
trap.
broken up with his
Well,
girlfriend.
I was single for a year, so I
Yeah.
was dealing with it, and I was healed, and I
Yes.
was like, I'm not gonna do this.
And
here
here's
comes
this six curtain call wanting to
straight
come
up
and
to
trick you,
me.
trap.
Butterflies. I can't even. I thought
But Non,
I
I was not I was not an actress. I was a singer, well-known singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, singing. Nobody can stand next to me.
But Bianca, do you understand that
musical theater was
No,
his thing.
Exactly, but you come in recording all your life, singing all your life, then you get this opportunity to be on stage and do the things that he's been doing, and you get 6 curtain calls. Girl,
Take your hat off.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk
Let's
let
talk
me
about
finish
that.
the story. Let me finish the story. So I sneak in another 4 times after that and just go, what? The show is amazing.
Yes.
You know? And I went off to go do a film in the Karoo, and then David Kramer calls me up and say, hey Dave, I heard you've watched the show 5 times already. I was like, how did you find it out?
Don't tell Bianca.
So now there's a role opening up here. Would you like to maybe come fill the role? And I was like, oh, of course, sure. But I'm on this film. It's like, no, just ask him if you can. So the film was almost finished. We were
Yeah.
wrapping up. So I went to the producer and said, look, David Kramer just called me. Now he asked me, can I be in his play? So I said, no, go. Drove 4 hours back to Cape Town, and I would sit in the wings and watch this.
Oh,
Just to go, what is it? Her detail, her attention to detail, her power, her focus when
yeah,
she's
she pulls.
in a role.
Yeah.
She loves it. I was like, I've seen performances, but there's something that she does. I need to learn what that is. Being in musical theater
Yes.
all this time.
Yes.
And then David Kramer gave me a bit of free reign on my character. I played multiple characters, and the one character I played
Here it
at
comes.
the opening of the show is a doctor.
Okay.
And David gave me free reign, and it's a doctor in District 6. So I made him an Indian doctor. And the line is, Dar's twee daar binne. You're going to have twins, Mrs. Johnston.
I burst out laughing on stage. I corpse for like,
The first time.
3 seconds on stage is like 3 years.
Yes, it is. It's forever.
I'm corpsing. I can't get my lines out because this man is touching my stomach. My body's doing this. I'm facing back. The audience can't. I just said, okay, doctor. And I ran out. And I was like, you. I was like, you don't get Bianca Grange like this on stage, nogal.
Exactly.
And make me look unprofessional. I was like, hell to the no, dude.
Dude.
I took that chicken Leon song.
Nazo.
I put it in that word.
Nazo.
I was like, now let's see who can play better.
Yes.
This game. Buena.
That's how it all started.
That's where it all
You started it,
yeah.
because you made it sound like Bianca
Yeah,
just
like,
became
you know.
like
But I really want to talk about that. I really want to talk
Yeah.
about what is a great performance. Why people feel, that person.
yes,
did it for
yes,
I think it's so important to mention that, stories and good stories are so rare and far between.
Yeah.
And especially in South Africa, we as Black and brown actresses
Yes.
have very few opportunities
Yes.
to step into roles that are really dynamic, that are really like the highlight of the performance.
Yeah.
You know, the way things are written is always the hero that comes and she's the damsel in distress. The woman needs to be saved, and then it's the guy fighting and showing his. This was a role that was really given to me by the universe.
Okay.
I love that.
It is a culmination of years and years of, you know, working on my craft and building a brand as my name, Bianca Grange. People knew me as a singer. I stepped into that role and wasn't received with warm, open arms. I stepped into the theater space, and obviously there were leads that were preparing themselves for years and building their way up on that ladder. And I came in there on some, doll, I'm from Joburg. Doll, I'm coming to take this role. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I met with David Cromer, who is a legendary director and playwright. He wasn't kind. He made it hard for me. And I won't say it in a disrespectful way. I mean, he made me work for it. So it wasn't that it was all easy and because I had the name and it was actually harder.
Yes.
I had to prove myself.
Yes.
I stayed. What people don't know is I didn't have a place to stay in Cape Town. I stayed in the theater in one of the back rooms, made a little roomie there, and made that my room where I stayed. Luckily, I had friends in London. But I stayed in the theater, and there you're getting 6 curtain calls, but nobody knew that I was actually staying in the back room.
That made me
of
so
the
emotional.
theater, and you're standing there, and you having all this applause and accolades and compliments.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're like circling there.
Hey, I'm telling you, nobody
There's
knows.
Nobody at night, like, yo, did you have something to eat? Like, do you have money to like, at
Yes.
least, get an old Nando
Because
seat
sometimes
or
that's-
something.
A chicken licker.
A chicken licker, girl.
That's what you got.
Something and it was tough. It was tough. It wasn't just.
And
go
there's
in
someone's
there
watching you and envying you, and you're like, if you knew behind the scenes what's happening with my life.
Yeah,
Babes.
there you in your beautiful glitter frock, but back at the ranch, you can't even buy like bread, dude. And that is the reality about our industry, and which I really want to talk about. And I said to you, Noni, I'm going to come here and I'm going to lay it on
Listen.
thick with the honesty.
You know
what
what?
you want.
That's what I want. And I knew that having you two here, I wouldn't have to talk.
No.
I'm like, they're going to give me a break. Because I'm also learning, I'm learning from you with so much experience. So, like, take the floor, hey? I'm
Take
gonna
the
make
floor.
take over.
So
This is for you. This is you.
and I'm going to
your
ask David.
truth.
I'm going to
This is
ask
your
David
truth.
his truth as well, because I'm not going to just speak from, and you can speak as well,
Yeah.
both of you. So as we know, theater is probably one of the most dynamic forms of showcasing different art forms, different. You're doing acting,
Yeah.
you're doing dancing, you're doing drama. You're basically taking all those forms and you're putting it into one show, and you're showcasing it on a stage.
Yeah.
So doing that, and in saying that, as a producer, and I have to speak from that point as well, and as a promoter, you have a certain amount of budget.
Yeah.
There's so much budget, and you are, say you have a theater with 1,000 people.
Yeah.
A ticket is 300 rands. From 300 rands, let's say 150. No? Should we go 150?
Let's go low.
To say 500 rand a ticket. In South Africa, people don't want to pay that. They don't want to pay that. They want to pay 50 rand.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
they want to be like, even that 50 rand that they're paying.
It's a lot.
They even want a drink added there.
Yes.
With
And a nice plate,
With a
Nyana.
nice plate.
Give me a free ticket, but then you don't come.
And then you don't come, So I feel like our culture in South Africa is we don't want to pay for good and professional productions.
Yeah.
because I feel like we don't really understand what goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have your artists.
Yes.
You have your singer, your dancer, your actor sitting there being spoken to by a producer or a promoter going, look, Nons, we only have $3,000. We only have $3,000 to pay you for the show for a week. We're gonna be showing for 4 weeks. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And there you are as an actress who is as a triple threat. You're a singer, you're a dancer, you actor, you can do it all.
You can do it all,
You
babe.
do it all,
All of
babes.
it.
And your standard is high,
Yeah,
friend, because you studied at TUT or you studied at, where did you study? At UCT. Now you're going, do I take the $3,000 and be in a fabulous show?
Yes.
Or do I
Decline.
go shake my booty there at
Empress
one of
Palace.
those clubs, Empress Palace or wherever, and go make 10,000 rand?
Yes. Go be a
So
go-go dancer.
You're like you're in a catch-22, and I feel like it's maybe changing.
Yeah.
And it was changing just before COVID hit, where people were starting to be aware.
Yes.
And going to shows more often, and the culture was busy.
Yes.
built.
Built.
Remember, and David will talk on this. Theater culture comes from Europe.
Yeah. It's
And
true.
come, Mr. Studied guy. I never studied.
I didn't
I
study
don't-
either.
I think performance culture is everywhere in the world. I don't think it's the fact that we have to sit in a building and watch something is European. But I think within
Yes.
Tommy
Yeah.
is we storytellers. It's always been there.
Around the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I was lucky when I was in Cape Town. I worked for a company called Siasanga at Artscape, and we specifically did audience development,
Yeah.
which was busing people into this very how the architecture was very apartheid, and the building was called DF Milan, and people were opposed to going into that space just for what it represented.
yes,
Because they felt
exactly.
oppressed by
Yes.
just
To
being
being there. So
Yeah.
and that place was reserved for whites only. Now all of us, so older people especially, looked at that building when
days am I walking in there.
That's
Yeah.
a part of my
It
culture.
triggers me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Why
You know,
should I go there?
why?
Exactly.
You know? and at that point it was Dion Mars was the CEO of Artscape, and I remember I played Hamlet for 3 years at the theater, but it was literally schools were coming in. I'd go out to the schools. It was also their set work. And then parents, the public could come watch in the evening. So it was developing the audience, and the kids could speak to their parents about live performance. And I think, especially in Johannesburg, because it's got a bigger economy and there's much more money to be made with live performance. I think in terms of in Cape Town, you were happy with your 3-5.
Yeah.
You were going to play at, there isn't like a 15,000 rand a week salary like in television or in film. Which is also not the case in television or film. But in theater, it was the fact that you got a chance to get onto these big stages.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
now you were also coming in here post the 80s, the 90s. All of a sudden there's a Black Hamlet, which kids have never seen before. And it's like, yes,
revolutionary.
you
Yes.
can play the lead.
Yes, you
now.
can play the lead.
And that was also that kids could then start seeing themselves on stage. I remember seeing Joe Barber for the first time, which was that's why I got into acting. I saw these two not comedians, was Oscar Peterson and David Isaacs. And I was like, that's what I want to do. They made me laugh so hard. I felt better about myself, and laughter is the best medicine.
Yes, exactly.
And I was going to study to be a doctor. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't cut people, but I could get to them through comedy.
There we
Spiritually.
go. My goodness.
Reach people like that and heal the nation like that. And I mean, especially coming out of the 80s, we didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when I have this platform, we could. And that was always my motivation for becoming an actor, was giving a voice to the voice-less. I never saw the money behind it.
Yes.
I could live. I was the struggling artist for so long till
Yeah.
I met Bianca Grange.
Yes, until you met Bianca Grange, who went and taught you what value is. Value of
Yes.
self, value of your craft, value in how much time you have put in to becoming this artist.
Yes.
I was studying for 3 months at it was Pretoria Tech at the time.
Yes.
It's now TUT. And idols happened.
Yes.
And I had to let go of my studies. I had to either go with the opportunity.
Mhm.
It was the first of its
Because
kind.
when you're studying, you're not allowed to do anything else,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I was first year as well. So I had to make a decision.
Yeah.
Am I going to let go of these studies and go with the opportunity? Right at that moment, there was so much change happening in our country.
Yeah.
There was so much happening that the platform to be able to have a colored singer from El Dorado Park be on national TV.
LTV.
And we can't say national TV because DSTV back then was only that
Hey, I'm
select few.
telling you.
You know, David Cow made the joke that, babe, you didn't win because our people said, please call me. So, you know, we're so sorry that you didn't win, but we were voting for you, but we were sending please call me back.
Touche.
So that's where that joke comes from. And what I learned over the years, it's so important. Yes, we can talk about money and all that. When money is the motivation,
Yeah.
it's always going to be downhill because money comes and money goes. But when the motivation is purpose driven, and this is so important. I'm even getting goosebumps when I speak about it, and I get so fired up when I think about it. When you walk in purpose, it doesn't matter what comes along. Who's going to break you down? The haters, the big corporates, the whoever. When you walk in purpose, you are walking ultimately the path that is meant to be walked.
Amen.
And nothing will shake it.
Yes, nothing.
So when you are performing for $3,000, when you are sleeping there at the back of the theater
and getting 6 curtain calls.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Just love it and experience it. What we're experiencing right now, and I have a lot of young people that I mentor and I work with. They want instant money.
Instant gratification.
Microwave. It's the microwave generation.
Yes.
Just warm it up.
And I want to say specifically to that microwave generation that nothing that comes with such great gratification within yourself that if you didn't fight for it, it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Something that comes easy,
it will
leave easy.
Easy, yes, exactly.
But something that comes with real fight.
Yes.
Real
passion.
Blood, sweat, tears, passion, that like grinding, getting up at 16 a.m.
It sustains for a lifetime.
It will, I promise you, there's no greater feeling.
Being the person God has created you to be.
Amen.
Being that person.
Show me, you couldn't have said it.
Yeah, you just...
So I do believe that we, as an entertainment industry, we are in a very unique position before than any time in the world, because Corona, the whole pandemic year, really came to shake things hard.
Yes.
And who was the first to be neglected?
The ones we love to watch to entertain us. And
so before the president even announced that we were going on lockdown, I had received calls from all my agents, from everybody that had booked me from the time of March to June. You know, you have that little gig at the restaurant.
You do. I don't think people know that we actually have our lives planned, contract after contract. It's not like you're doing one, then you literally from, I don't know, December or November, previous year, you planning for the next year ahead, and you want to be booked. That's why when people are like, Bianca, Dave, can you guys do this? And if you go, I can't, I'm busy.
Yeah.
And people think you're being funny, you're not being funny, because you really have to make sure that calendar is filled.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of the things that I wanted to say. Thank you, Corona, for bringing the whole world into the artist's freelance life, because you don't know how much you're going to earn next week. You don't know if you're going to work next month. That is our lives.
It's our reality.
And I was like, okay, finally you guys are catching up. This has been us for like 20 years.
Exactly.
And when I say that, I mean that the playing field is now finally opened up.
Yeah.
That the same agent that was booking you and saying, Noni, I only have $3,000.
Yeah.
Is now also going, Noni, don't you have something for me?
Exactly. What are you busy with?
When Noni now decided to wake up and say, hey man, I actually want to do radio. I
Yeah.
want to do podcasting.
I want to do
and look at
yes,
you.
and look.
Look where you are and having babies and now finally taking time to rest and do what you want to do.
Yes.
And that is really what Corona has done for myself and my hubby. We started a company. I was depressed, guys.
It was
Yo.
rough.
Sure.
They said no more, nothing for you
Done.
forever. Finish. It's finito. It's the end. I was like, all that years, all that sacrifice, it's the end.
The time.
I watched Netflix for 3 weeks. I didn't get out of bed. I ate.
Oh man.
I was 93 kilos. 93 kilos.
really
Friend, I picked
Oh,
up so
no,
much
friend.
weight. I was like eating everything. And yeah, I was very depressed until my cousin said to me, and I'll mention her name, Mikala Hart.
Makala Hart.
She
yes.
called me. She was like, "Cuz, you are the one that everybody looks up to.
Yes.
You are the one that makes the things happen. Why are you depressed? Why are you allowing this corona thing to take over?
Because you're unstoppable.
Like, it's if you decide, then we all go where, what time, who, and So,
Yes.
so when my cousin said that, the ideas started rolling.
We stand her. Thank you.
Before you tell us
Thanks.
about the idea starting to roll, let's take a bit of a break, and we will be right back.
Your media, where you are.
Sit down, pour a glass, and take a journey through the fascinating lives of some of South Africa's most influential names as they transcribe the part of their story you won't read about in the papers. Through casual and candid interviews, Tiamo and her guests hope to make their life stories and experiences a practical blueprint you can apply in your life. The transcript with Tiamo. Subscribe on YouTube, listen on any good podcast platform English, or find it on www.yourmedia.co.za. Your Media hashtag.
Your media, where you are.
B, where were we going? Yo, I feel like
Hashtag English
you know
got
what?
us today.
Hey, it got us today.
Hashtag
English 5, Studio 0.
We stand you English. Love that.
Because I know you have to go and you were right. Hey, 45 minutes is not enough. We're not even at 45 minutes. You have to go. You have to go.
I know.
Oh my god.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let David talk about what happened after the wake up call.
Yeah.
During the pandemic,
Mm.
lockdown. I mean,
It was
guys,
rough.
rough is an understatement to me.
Yeah,
I felt like we died.
I
feel like they shut us out into space and said, "Hang 10, we're coming back," and they forgot us.
Yeah.
They forgot to bring out that spaceship and collect us. That's why we're doing our own thing. So,
Yes.
Dave,
Yeah.
Go
well,
ahead.
well, I think that one of the most valuable things for me, and knowing how Bianca's schedule worked and watching her rush from one gig to the next gig in a day, and putting on this outfit to the next outfit, nails, hair, that rush of life that was consistently on her. In a way, I felt it was a blessing because she could now sit back and evaluate where she wanted to move, because the Bianca Grange that the industry knows, I obviously as a husband, I get to see other things about her, and she speaks about it to me, but there was no time because she
Yeah.
was rushing from the next gig to
Yeah,
the.
we had no time to do whatever else we were dreaming to do.
Yeah.
You know,
You were just
we always pulled
hustling.
it back. Yeah, we
It
were
was
on the
On
hustle.
flight mode.
We
You're always moving.
Legs of thunder.
Performing, you're interviewing. If you're not interviewing,
Exactly.
you conceptualize
Yes.
the next thing. If you're not
Yeah.
doing that, you are.
And you put
a
everything else on
celebrity.
hold. Yes.
If you're not doing that, it was like this.
But you
Yes.
forget self in that
It's like
moment.
this.
You forget
Yes.
self because now you're constantly moving on. I have to do this. I have to do this. And the essence of who you are gets lost in you trying to put everything together. So I don't blame you being stressed that way because now you don't know what to do with yourself because you're used to moving and moving. Now that you're still, you're like, what am I going to do?
But then you have a hubby like Dave. Please go on. Tell us.
Yeah,
We did
Go
home,
on.
Jermaine. I made her run up and down the stairs. We got the 44 stairs to our house.
I've been up those stairs and down those stairs,
Stairs.
intoxicated.
The house on the hill, intoxicated.
I enjoy reading and writing. So I was fine. Bianca started making pineapple beer. So our creativity started coming out.
Okay.
And she started doing gardening. She started planting.
I planted everything.
Yes.
All the veggies, all the herbs and spices.
I was watching you even created those wooden things. You varnished, you sanded, you cut, you did.
No, I did the thing.
I was there with you guys. I was there in the spirit.
Yeah, and to watch those things, that all of a sudden she's exploring herself in a different way to what she does every day. So now I watch her. So we developed this character called Malva Pudding during lockdown, where my wife would put on lipstick and makeup for me, and I would do this little drag character called Malva Pudding. When we'd make these little posts, we made an Instagram handle for her and everything. So now I was watching her. She's like, "Oh no, we're gonna do shaving you. We're doing your lips like this now." So all of a sudden, she's coming alive. She's coming.
You must wear this dress and this bag and this. I had outfits for him. I had shoes. I remember, yes. Malva Pudding had to sing. Malva Pudding had to speak to the president.
Yeah.
Malva Pudding had to show people how to make Malva Pudding.
Yes.
And now she's waking up. So now the ideas are starting.
Yes.
To juices. So I was like, "Look, babe, we have really fast internet here. Why don't you do an online show?" And I mean, we were streaming up to Austria.
Then nobody
in the
was
States.
doing anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
We did our first online
I think
show.
I think I was also in depression mode when I was watching you guys do that. I was like,
I was in April, first week in April. No, second week in April. I did my first online show. I was like, we're doing an online show.
yes.
I need musicians. I need this. I need that.
You had everything. You had strobes. You had costumes. You had lights.
We
you had the
secretly
whole
like
shebang.
transported people to the house.
Yeah, it felt like that
tested
band
them.
time. We had everything. We were like running a mini
Amazing.
business there. Test, you had to fill in a form. What's your temperature? We bought the thermometer and everything. We were running but before that, you did your first show on your own.
Yeah.
You did your first show
I
on
did
your
my
own.
first one on my own, and I was like, this works.
Yeah.
Let's do it with the band.
and all of a sudden, the bits of money came in. And we were like, okay,
Yeah.
well, if we can refine this, we can start having online shows from our lounge.
Yes.
I emceed SA wedding, the Bride of the Year,
Bride of the Year.
from my
Out of
lounge.
the lounge.
on the lounge, and we were doing, and then I was like, okay, babe, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Without having to leave the house, people
Called
can say,
Tracy Lee Oliver immediately. Chum, come. I have a studio. I have a this. I have a this. We're doing a show for you.
Right? But how important is it to be a couple that's in the industry doing the same thing when things got locked down, the both of you got shut down? You know, and like I hear you saying how you like literally picked her up, like allowed her to come back with her creativity. And I mean, not every man is going to get into a dress and a wig and wear lipstick and then be online like live and say, baby, I'm doing this for you. But you did. How important is that?
But there was all those videos coming out of men putting on nails. Now I'm going to put this. There was all that. Men finally got it done.
You, as Dave, like, you saw the importance of doing that for her to allow her creativity to spark back, because 90 kilograms, friend? No.
93 to me.
93. And you watching that and going, but this is not my woman. Like, this is not her. I need to, like,
I'm sure
uplift
you're not
her.
even close to 80 kilograms with another person inside of you. Maybe
Babes,
not
I'm
even
60
say.
I'm
What?
65 kgs.
Exactly.
The heaviest I've ever been in my life.
65
Let's not even go there, Bianca.
I hope you guys are seeing this.
Oh, beautiful baby.
Thank you. But how important is it to and also just let the listener know, like, it's possible to be an industry couple and to make it work and to flourish and to live? Because listener, this couple over here, they have a beautiful home. You have a beautiful home. You're literally living like people who do a 9 to 5. Because I think people think artists live in like a small apartment and whatnot.
Yeah,
but like, you know.
So that comes from my mother, who is a driving force in my life.
Okay.
Retired
Yes,
about 2 years ago.
she's involved in your lives.
Auntie B, everybody
She's
knows
beautiful.
Auntie B.
She's beautiful.
Auntie B, I mean, when I came out of Idols, I was making money. And one of the things that mom suggested and said was, you are not going to spend all this money on booze
Yes.
and friends and traveling, because that's what I was doing. I was borrowing people money. I was like, yes, 5,000, give it to me when you can.
Yes.
I
It's a
was
wrong
doing
move.
and not paying tax and not worrying about Mr. Stars came to knock on my door. One day I was like, where's our money? I was like, I don't know.
I borrowed it to people.
I don't know. And I got into heavy trouble, and that was one of the things that I recall back. There's three things that we didn't grow up as black and brown children. We don't get taught about nutrition. We don't get taught about finances, and then
saving and sex.
It's like the three things that our parents just refuse to talk about to us. And I don't know if I'm being racist by saying this, but I feel like white kids get to experience that. I don't know. Maybe it's not all, but I feel like my white friends always like had, hey, I must say, hey, I must do this.
Yes, or I've got an allowance.
Oh, I'm on a salad. I was like,
I'm a vegan.
And then like, no, my mom bought me pills so that I can go on a country set. I was like, I'm not even speak to my mother.
Exactly.
That's very
because
true.
At the table we get shunned. We get told, go sit there, go play with your friends. But white kids can sit at the table and listen to adults talking.
Yeah.
And be in adult conversation. Us.
Yeah.
So just to bring it back to your question, which is how important it is to have that support.
Yes.
It's difficult. It's very difficult to be in the same industry. Firstly, the most important thing is to know who thyself is.
Yes.
Maybe not proper English, but know who you are.
I hear you. I
know
hear
who you are. If you are settled with who you are, and I mean spiritually, emotionally, and mentally.
Yes.
Financially. When I met David, I had my house.
Yes.
I was paying a bond off for years and years. And when we got married, I was like, it's my house. Let's buy our own house. I want hard for that house. So buy your own house, my house. And I mean, we're talking about very personal and personal things.
Yeah.
But as an artist, you know how hard it is to get that money. But you also need to make that money work for you.
Yes.
Saving, all of that is very important. I struggled. There were months I couldn't pay the bill. Like, let's just talk about 2020, for instance.
Exactly. Hello.
But I worked very hard to make that happen.
Yeah.
Now we're in a position where I have a space. We could get our producer to come and stay with us. We could put up a studio in our home. We could set up a whole office in our lounge.
Yes.
And we started a business. We started a business in the heart of lockdown called DWB Productions.
Ah, nice.
Dominion with Blessing.
Oh.
Let's go.
Thank you. And the philosophy on that is so deep and spiritual. But a year later, we've done comedy shows. We've done music shows.
Yes, you've done a lot.
We've done music videos. We've done campaigns for people like Epimax and Taba Yabatana, which is a Taba Eco Hotel. We've gotten now.
Yes,
clients. We got clients now.
Got all your fingers in all the pies.
We got clients. And then December, my husband decides that we're going to do a film. So David's been writing a film, and we are shooting the film later this year.
Nice.
We're on that journey.
Sure.
The film is called Geel Fola. We're launching one of the soundtracks. So we're doing a full soundtrack in the studio with fabulous artists. I'll send you the link.
But can we come behind the scenes and do the
of
things?
course,
and
definitely.
Cover.
Definitely.
Right? Yes, and let the
We've
people
got
see
some
what you guys
keen
are talking
interest
about.
in some big names.
Yes.
I want to mention.
Nice.
So I don't want to jinx things.
No,
just jinx the things. But I just want the listeners to pray for us.
Yes, no,
pray
we're
for
gonna,
us, guys.
we're gonna.
Because I feel that, like, I just want to bring it back to when I first spoke and I said, our stories are not being told.
Yes.
We don't have enough stories. It's changing. You know, if you watch the movie Happiness, done by what's my director, my favorite director?
She strokes my
I
beard
love
like
this
it's going to
couple.
come out of me.
Come on, man, my happiness, the movie you did.
Oh, but this is a 4-letter word, tabang.
Tabang.
Willie, yeah.
Tabang and I
You
was
see?
school
It did come out
It did
of
come out of me.
and these are directors and producers that are opening up Yellowbone Productions.
Yes.
They're
Love
opening
him.
up the platform to tell more South African and African stories. And that is where we are. We at a point where we're like, yeah, it's been great to be an actor. It's been great to be a performer. But now we want to step into directors' shoes
Yes.
and producers' shoes.
Yes.
And it's not easy, but it's really worth it.
Yes.
We want to create stories and create work and create platforms for artists. So you feel like you lost there in the sky, my friend. There in the universe.
Yes.
They left us.
In
They
the
took a
space.
rocket. They said, "Poof, go out, wait until the pandemic
Yes.
is done. We'll
We'll
pull you back."
pull you back.
What the politicians in the world don't realize is that it's artists that keep society sane.
Yes.
It's artists that mirror who we are. And it is artists that remind us where we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. So
Sure.
I'm going to stop talking because David must say the last few things.
Yeah. So the last few things.
I got nothing to say. I'm like you guys. I'm just listening to Bianca Grange. Like, give us more of your
sorry.
gems, more of your wisdom.
We will come back.
I just want to say, a lot of times you get rejected in this industry in whichever way, whether it's you don't get the role or your script doesn't get okay. It's hard work to find out how these things work. They almost should have a university, like the same like not learning how to save.
Yes.
There's a process you need to go in through, and a lot of people don't know what those nitty gritty things. And we've been pushing for the past. I mean, to have a company and all of a sudden you need to be paid by a big corporate. They're going now. Okay, send us your tax clearance, send us your BE certificate, send us your bank details. There's things that you need to register, and you can't get paid work with this company if you don't have those certain things in place.
Of course.
And those things you have to learn. It's unfortunate. It's part of who we need to be as artists, dealing with business people.
Yeah.
We have to educate ourselves about those things.
On a last note, I'm sorry.
I thought I was going to
Last note.
I want. Do you ever have the last voice?
I do not.
I want to encourage, I'd say an encouraging one. I want to encourage artists, musicians, dancers, producers. I want to encourage everyone in the entertainment industry to understand and know that prepare now because things are going to change. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
There is.
And stop waiting, stop, you've been wanting to write that book. You've been wanting to write that song. You've been wanting to tell your story. But that thing that's holding you back, it's the time now to sift through it and work through it. And call us. We'll help you.
Bianca.
I mean, just reach out to somebody.
Yes.
We have no excuses right now. This Insta community generation, you have no excuse because you have access to Google, brah. We never had those things growing up. We couldn't say YouTube, tell me how to sing an aria. How do I audition for a musical theater show? It's there. It's available. How do I learn to sing? It's there. Everything is there at the tips of your fingers.
Yes.
You have no excuse anymore. Stop
You need to
waiting.
just do the work. So when you
Get
go
up.
there and you give Bianca and Dave the proposal, you're ready.
Yes,
You're ready.
You're ready.
So do your research and just get into it
yes.
and prep.
Yes.
And then go and ask the people for the things. Because you
Yebo.
can't go in unprepared, not
Yes.
knowing anything and just saying, can I have a job? What
Yes.
job? When I sweep my floor.
Yes. Indeed, you're right. You're right. Read, learn, constantly grow.
Yes, constantly.
And know that your efforts will never be in vain.
And as my lawyer always says, prepare for war.
They got a lawyer, guys. Don't mess with them.
Prepare for war, and you will have peace.
Oh,
Man.
amen.
Yeah.
We are over time, and these two have to dash off because, guys, I think when I caught you at just the right time there because you said Dave has got a script that he must do, and I was like, Bianca, and I knew exactly why. and this was it. This was it, but this is not the end
Yo,
because
please.
Kom terug, na.
We're coming to
Dankie, julle. Thank
We have to run though.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
But just sign off to the people and say goodbye, and we'll also say our goodbyes, and then we're done.
Thank you so much for having me, Bianca Lagrange.
And myself, David Johnson.
The show must go on with Noni and Pali.
There we go. Pali, what do you have to say?
Yo, thank you for filling us, for giving us life, for breathing life into us. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you.
you guys.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and there we are. It is a wrap with the show goes on with Noni on your platform, your media, hashtag where you are. Yeah, we are being booted out. Me, I want to hug these people. So you listening, I'm out. See you next week.
Ciao.
Ciao, bella.
Your media, where you are.